All right, so the Super Bowl's coming up, and we all do fun things, right? We do the squares. There's always betting when it comes to Super Bowl, so why not do it with us? Why not do it at the DraftKings Sportsbook? Once again, I am partnering up with them to give you guys a fantastic offer. Bet only $5 or more and get $200 in bonus bets instantly by using my promo code DCTV. Look, the big game is always fun. Families always gathered. You're always doing something to show that you can pick a winner. So why not pick that winner at the DraftKings Sportsbook? Go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Punch in my promo code DCTV, bet only $5 or more, and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Look, the DraftKings Sportsbook is an official betting partner of the NFL. Punch in that promo code DCTV at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Get $200 in bonus bets instantly. At the DraftKings Sportsbook, guys, the crown is yours. Super Bowl's coming. Let's get excited. Let's go. So, you guys all love DC, or maybe you don't. I know I love DC. But today I come to you sad DC, because news just came down that Dustin Poirier is not going to fight Benoit Saint-Denis. Look, we've all been really excited about this fight, and there were a number of reasons why we were excited about it. One, Benoit Saint-Denis is a very impressive young fighter. You want to see him compete against the best guys in the world, and you want to see how these young guys stack up against the Dustin Poiriers, Justin Gaethjes, Michael Chandlers, Charles Oliveira's of the world, to see if any of them are legit challengers to the lightweight crown, which goes through Dagestan, Russia right now with Islam Makhachev. So when Dana announced it, we got really excited. UFC 299 is a fantastic fight card. Unbelievable fight card. But the co-main event features one of the most exciting guys in the world. Second reason we were so excited about this fight was because it felt like we were entering into a new generation of lightweight where the big four, let's call them, Chandler, Poirier, Gaethje, Oliveira, were going to be open to fighting the young guys and essentially allowing them into the top five. Because for a long time, the top five has been ruled by those guys. Tony Ferguson, for a long time, was in that circle. Obviously, he's been beaten out of that circle now and not in that realm anymore, or that league of guys. Unfortunately, when you want that to happen, there will be things that need to be matched in order to get the guys to do it. So Brett Okamoto reported that he spoke to Dustin, and Dustin said the fight was off due to contract negotiations. So I called Brett. I was like, well, did he give you anything else? And he goes, he didn't. He didn't. He goes, he wouldn't give anything else. He said, though, 99% of the time, these things can be worked out. But in this instance, in this case, they couldn't come to terms. This brings me to my point. If you want these guys to let these guys into the circle, if you want these guys to let these young guys into fighting the best, it seems like it's going to cost you. Because when you're Dustin Poirier and you've just come off of two massive fights with Conor McGregor, where you probably made more money than you've ever made in your life, now they're saying, hey, we need you to fight this young guy, this exciting guy, this killer. Dustin Poirier, to his credit, goes, well, I will. You want me to take a fight that really doesn't seem to benefit me? You want me to go fight this young dude who doesn't have the name value? Dustin Poirier is going to say, I got to get paid. Because he ultimately knows that on the back end, he's not going to see what he sees against McGregor. So sweeten the pot. Sweeten the pot for me. The question is, how much sweetening did Poirier say I need in order to take this fight? That's where, look, if I'm being honest, I don't think I've ever done that. I'm sure I have. Sorry. Derek Lewis fight, when I was called and asked to fight him on 3 weeks, I said yes. Let's do a new contract. Okay. Because ultimately, when you have that, it's like you have the power, right? So you can turn that into more money, maybe some extra comps, different things to kind of make you go, okay, I will do this. Nobody's doing anything for nothing. Nobody's doing anything for nothing. When you went through that whole Kevin Holland, Nate Diaz, Hamzat Chimaev, Tony Ferguson, all that switching around didn't happen for nothing. Everybody got something more. How much more did Dustin Poirier ask for, and how far did these two get down the line before ultimately they got to an impasse? And guess what? Dustin Poirier, a couple years ago, before those fights, might not have been able to say, I'm not doing it. But now he's at a point in his career and in his life where he's made enough to where he can just walk away from it, which ultimately hurts us, the fans. The people that want to watch these two compete, the people that got so excited about the prospect of seeing these young athletes get the opportunity to fight guys. Justin Gaethje started it by fighting Fiziev. Oliveira is continuing it by fighting Sarukian. Unfortunately, we don't get Poirier Saint-Denis. Now, it just became public. Maybe it gets worked out. Maybe it gets worked out. But I believe that it gets worked out if we, the fans, are like, we want this. We want this. It's a fight we want. Please, guys, go back to the table and make it work, right? As fans, we want the fight, so we want to see it. Very rarely does it not happen. But Dustin's kind of like standing his ground right now, and you can't blame him because ultimately he's at a point in his career now where everything has to matter. And for him, I guess what matters is financial at this point. I don't know, guys, I don't know the numbers that he asked for. I don't know the numbers that the UFC offered. And I'm pretty sure when you talk to both sides, because I'm going to Vegas this weekend for the fights, I'll ask some questions to kind of try to see as much as they'll tell me. They won't tell me much. Nobody's going to say the numbers, but I'll ask, should this guy have been happy? I'll text DP and be like, did they really give you an offer, or was it kind of something like that didn't really even scratch the surface? I'll ask. Nobody's going to tell me, but I'll ask for you. I'll ask for you to try to see if we can come to terms and find something out. But ultimately, we're the ones that want to see the fight. So all we can do is hope that these two entities come back together and try to make it happen. It doesn't happen very often where it doesn't. Let's see if these guys can, because Miami, while it's still a great fight card, Michael Venom Page is debuting against Kevin Holland. You know that's going to be fun. I mean, Jailton Almeida and Curtis Blades were on the prelims. Granted, if this fight doesn't happen, I'm sure it's going to move to the main card. But, man, that was a great fight card. But you need that dude. You need a Dustin Poirier, a guy that brings that star power to the fight card that makes people get up out their seats. Because the one thing about DP is every time you know he's out there, he's going to fight. He's a dog. And if you want a guy that's going to go and take on Benoit Saint-Denis in the way that you know is going to be a fun fight, it's going to be Dustin Poirier. It's going to be Dustin Poirier. But I also know that people are getting offered a lot of money nowadays, and more than we did back in the day when we were fighting. So as the landscape changes, the athlete is going to ask for what they feel is deserved. And I don't think anybody frowns at that. But in business, there are times where things don't work out. We as the fans can only hope that this does work out. Because Dustin Poirier and Benoit Saint-Denis from Miami, fun. DP wrote something. Fight's off, but I'm still working. So maybe he's holding out hope that it does come together. I don't know. I'm just hopeful. Guys, many of us were excited about this fight. Again, let's hope that it comes together. But fight's off as of right now. Dustin Poirier standing his ground, the UFC standing their ground. They're at an impasse. But ultimately, who gets hurt in this the most is us, the fans. Let's hope that this fight comes together. All right? Till next time, guys. Like, subscribe, tell your friends that DC's got a YouTube channel. I'm constantly dropping videos. And I'll see you all this weekend from the UFC Apex. Peace.